Once upon a time, in a quiet English village surrounded by soft green hills, there lived a young man named William. He was known by everyone as kind, sincere, and hard-working. He helped neighbors without being asked and always spoke gently to others. But inside, William carried a heavy confusion. No matter how hard he tried, he could never truly understand what people were really thinking. His employer would praise him with a smile, "Excellent work, William," and then suddenly dismiss him days later. His friends would make plans with excitement, only to disappear without explanation. Even his neighbor, Mrs. Thompson, would admire his garden during the day, while secretly damaging it at night. William often lay awake, staring into the darkness, asking himself, "Why can't I see the truth behind people?" Have you ever felt that way? Like words don't match reality? One freezing evening, while sitting alone near his fireplace, lost in thought, there came a knock at his door. When he opened it, he saw an elderly man standing outside. The stranger had a long silver beard and wore a dark cloak marked with unusual symbols. "Good evening," the man said calmly. "My name is Professor Edmund. I study human behavior, and I've been observing you." William was stunned. "Observing me?" The old man smiled. "You have a kind heart, but you struggle to understand people. Most do. But if you are willing, I can teach you." Curious and hopeful, William invited him in. As they sat near the fire, the professor asked, "When someone smiles at you, do you always believe it?" William nodded. "Of course. A smile means they're happy." The professor gently shook his head. "Not always. A smile can hide more than it reveals." He leaned forward. "Tomorrow, go to the village square. Don't listen to what people say. Watch them. Their eyes. Their posture. Their movements. That's where the truth hides." The next morning, William followed the advice. He sat quietly near the fountain and began observing. First, he noticed Mr. Charles, a wealthy merchant, speaking kindly to a struggling farmer. "Don't worry, my friend," Mr. Charles said warmly. "I'll help you." But William noticed something strange. Mr. Charles's eyes kept shifting toward the crowd. His fingers tapped nervously. And the moment the farmer walked away, his friendly expression vanished instantly. William realized something important. That kindness wasn't genuine, it was a performance. Have you ever seen someone act differently when others are watching? Later, William saw a young woman named Clara sitting alone with a book. A man approached her and started a conversation. Clara smiled politely and responded kindly. But her body told a different story. She turned slightly away. Her arms closed tightly. Her eyes searched for an exit. Her words said, "Nice to meet you." But her body said, "Please leave." That's when William understood. Words can deceive, but the body rarely does. Then he noticed a group of men laughing loudly. One of them, Robert, stood out the most. He laughed harder than everyone, told endless jokes, and acted full of energy. But something felt off. When the laughter paused, even for a moment, Robert's face changed. His expression dropped into something tired, almost sad. William thought to himself, "Why does the happiest man look the most empty when no one is watching?" That evening, he shared everything with Professor Edmund. The professor nodded. "You're learning," he said. Then he explained further. "First truth, people who appear overly confident are often hiding insecurity. That man, Robert, fears being ignored. His loudness is a shield." William reflected. So his confidence isn't real? Exactly. It's protection. Second truth, the professor continued. Those who constantly criticize others are usually battling their own flaws. William thought of his co-worker Henry, who always mocked others for being lazy yet never completed his own tasks. He's criticizing himself, through others, William realized. The professor smiled. That's called projection. Third truth, pay attention to hesitation. When someone pauses too long, avoids the question, or quickly changes the topic, they are hiding something. William remembered asking his friend Thomas if he was happy. Thomas had hesitated, looked away, then quickly replied, "Yeah, of course," before changing the subject. Now it made sense. Fourth truth, the professor said softly. People who try to control everything are often the most afraid inside. William thought about his aunt, who planned everything perfectly and became anxious when things changed. "She's not controlling," William whispered. She's afraid. The professor nodded. Now you're seeing with understanding, not judgment. Over the next few days, William practiced observing people. Everything started becoming clearer. He could sense when his boss's praise wasn't genuine. He could tell when friends didn't intend to keep promises. He could even recognize hidden jealousy behind compliments. But then, something unexpected happened. One night, William stood in front of a mirror and asked himself, "What about me?" He realized he also wore a mask. He said I'm fine when he wasn't. He smiled when he felt pain. He agreed with others just to avoid conflict. He was no different. And that's when the biggest lesson hit him. Understanding people isn't about exposing them. It's about realizing that everyone is protecting something. Everyone has fears. Everyone hides pain. Everyone wears a mask just to survive. Before leaving the village, Professor Edmund came one last time. "You've learned well," he said. "But remember this. The clearer you see others, the clearer you will see yourself. And when you truly see yourself, you become free." William smiled. This time, it was real. From that day forward, William changed. He still noticed people's masks. But instead of judging them, he chose to understand. And because of that, people began to trust him. They felt safe around him. They opened up in ways they never had before. Because William didn't just observe people anymore. He truly saw them. Now think about this. After knowing all this, how will you see people? Will you judge them? Or will you understand them? And remember, the most difficult person to truly understand is often yourself.